On the morning of April 23rd at 7 a.m., the Chaobai River Bridge in Shunyi District, Beijing, also known as the Rainbow Bridge, suddenly collapsed. In the video, the bridge's middle section collapses unexpectedly, with the bridge deck falling into the river while thick smoke can be seen. There are reports suggesting that a fire might have occurred on the bridge, which caused damage to its structure and led to the collapse. The Beijing Municipal Transport Committee's official Weibo account later reported that a fire had broken out on the bridge, causing partial structural damage. The Beijing Traffic Police Weibo account mentioned that the bridge was undergoing temporary construction, and traffic control measures had been implemented on roads nearby. The Chaobai River Bridge is an important link between Shunyi and Pinggu districts, serving as a key passage across the river in Shunyi. The bridge sees heavy daily traffic. It is the only middle-support cable-stayed bridge in Beijing, with a main span of 180 meters. The bridge was opened to traffic in 1999 and has been in service for 26 years. Before the incident, there had been public concerns about the bridge's maintenance. Reports indicated that the bridge had just been inspected in October last year, but staff from the Shunyi Highway Bureau said the inspection report is not disclosed to the public. The main bridge had undergone several repairs. In July 2015, the bridge's approach had issues, leading to surface replacements and crack sealing. In December 2017, there were problems with abnormal expansion joints and shifting of the bridge's beams. The Shunyi Highway Bureau concluded that the main structure did not suffer from defects and carried out repairs on the western approach. On social media, people expressed doubts. What is disclosed to the public is a lie, and what is hidden is the truth. Isn't the bridge made of reinforced concrete? How could it catch on fire? The collapse probably caused a short circuit which ignited the fire. Others pointed out the design life of the bridge was around 100 years. It was completed in 1999, and by 2017, there were obvious quality issues. This is clearly a poorly built project. After 2 more repairs since 2017, it collapsed less than 8 years later. How much did this bridge cost? Further comments echoed frustration. Shoddy construction is very common. This will become the norm. China's infrastructure is so far ahead. How much more of the shoddy construction is hidden? The bridge collapsed, but the accounts are settled. Who will take responsibility for the safety of the people? On the same day, in Huanggang, Hubei province, someone noticed that the steel reinforcement in a bridge on the Huwu Expressway had corroded, with pieces falling off when struck by stones. However, vehicles were still crossing the bridge.
It's basically falling apart. How many more years can this steel hold up?
Shoddy bridges like this are widespread in China. For example, a new bridge in Jingzhou, Hubei province, tilted after opening. In Chengdu, Sichuan, foam was found to fill the guardrails of a river. In Chuzhou, Zhejiang, a highway had cracks in its surface and roadbed collapses before it even opened.
For such a big project, the bridge is already crooked before the scaffolding is even removed. It's strange. Look here. It's a shoddy construction. The scaffolding was not removed, and the bridge collapsed in an instant.
On February 15, 2025, a new bridge in Zhaojialin village, Hubei province, tilted shortly after opening. A local worker from the Jiangning County Water Resources Bureau said the bridge had not been inspected yet and was only in trial operation. The worker added that the bridge piers had settled and corrective measures were being taken. On February 17th, the Jiangning County government reported that the bridge in question was an agricultural bridge under construction with an investment of 1.65 million yuan. The bridge underwent a trial run on February 10th. On February 11th, the construction team noticed some settlement at the bridge's sides, leading to a tilt in the bridge deck. Immediate full closure measures were taken.
This is filled with foam. Just poke it. What kind of project is this? Over here on Mingyue Road. I can't believe it's filled with foam.
In a video shared by a man on February 23rd, foam was discovered inside the guardrails of a river channel in Chengdu, Sichuan. The man used his hands to reveal chunks of foam inside the concrete structure. The guardrails, which were supposed to provide safety, now appear to be nothing more than a paper tiger, leaving local residents shocked and angry. On February 26, a video posted by a man named Beard Brother showed a collapsed roadbed on a highway in Chuzhou, Zhejiang province.
This is a highway exit leading to our village. This road has not passed the inspection yet, but the foundation has already sunk and cracked. Provincial and municipal leaders, please take a look. It's all cracked, Everyone, look here. This is the expressway. Below is the exit of our village. The red isolation zone here means it has not been opened yet. The foundation of this expressway has completely collapsed. This is not how shoddy construction is done.
The local government responded by saying the road was a village road that had not been completed or inspected yet. They had sent a team to inspect the site. The video uploader was later contacted by the local government, who asked him to delete the video. Online commentators were quick to criticize. One person said, "Shoddy construction." Others remarked, "This shouldn't be a job for private enterprises." Many pointed out that the companies involved were state-owned enterprises. One sarcastically commented, "It looks like a bicycle crushed it." Another joked, "No, it was the wind that cracked it." A third added, "The sun cracked it." Some joked that road repairs began before the road even opened. On July 19, 2024, a highway bridge in Yeping Village, Shanxi Province, collapsed, causing 25 vehicles to fall into a river. 12 people were confirmed dead, and 31 others were missing. The bridge had been open for less than 6 years before it collapsed. Heavy rain was reported at the time, and some analysts suggested that mountain floods might have struck the bridge piers, leading to the collapse. However, the public debate continued, with many questioning why the bridge collapsed at the deck, while the piers remained intact. Calls for accountability were widespread. Some even questioned whether the construction took into account potential natural disasters like heavy rain and flash floods. Others angrily called the project shoddy engineering. On the early morning of May 1, 2024, around 1:57 a.m., a road collapse occurred on the Meilong Expressway in Dapu County, Guangdong Province. The incident took place during the Chinese Communist Party's May Day holiday. According to official reports, the collapse caused 23 vehicles to fall into the sinkhole, resulting in 52 deaths and 30 injuries. After the accident, many pointed out that the road had construction issues and insufficient post-accident maintenance. However, the authorities only classified the incident as a disaster, which sparked dissatisfaction among netizens. A senior bridge structural engineer from the United States, Zhu Xueye, stated after researching the Meida Expressway collapse that this was a man-made engineering quality issue, not a natural disaster. He suggested that the incident might have involved cutting corners, which could be linked to corruption due to subcontracting at multiple levels. Zhu, who has a background in civil engineering, mentioned that he had known 10 years ago that such shoddy construction accidents would become widespread in China. He said, "Many buildings aren't even finished, but their walls already cracked, basements leak, and after some years, high-speed trains will not be able to run as fast because the tracks are no longer straight or level." He noted that after decades of rapid infrastructure development in China, various accidents began occurring under Xi Jinping's leadership. He warned that if you looked at the overall situation, it would be quite frightening. The information blackout had kept many unaware, but he predicted that in the coming years, a large number of accidents would occur with buildings, roads, and bridges built in the past 10 to 20 years. In addition to the issues with bridges and highways, there were also reports of construction on the ongoing Sichuan high-speed railway between Chengdu and Wan. A worker told the media that the construction crew was cutting corners. He was involved in the construction of the Ziyang section and reported that the steel bars used were 40 to 50 centimeters shorter than the design specifications. To save on concrete, the height of the foundation was reduced, and the protection layer for the piles was made thicker than required. Despite reporting these issues to China Railway No. 2 Engineering Group and the Chengdu Railway Supervisory Bureau, there was no response, which led him to publicly expose the issue. A person in charge of the project at China Railway No. 2 Engineering Group responded to the media, stating, "He should contact me for understanding. We cannot comment on this externally." On November 12, 2024, reporters from Xinhua News Agency's Economic Reference News published an investigation revealing that the construction of the Hefei to Xi'an high-speed railway involved the use of substandard materials. It was reported that the elastic cushion layers used in the gap-filling devices were counterfeit products that did not meet railway industry standards. They exhibit problems like ripping open or breaking easily, and could not withstand the high intensity and high-speed operation of trains. On December 14, 2024, two reporters went back to the Hefei to Xi'an high-speed railway construction site in Dingyuan County, Anhui Province. They continued their investigation, but were physically assaulted by on-site personnel from the contractor, China Railway 7th Bureau. They were briefly detained. The police later reported that 5 of the assailants were administratively detained, and the China Railway 7th Bureau dismissed the 5 employees. However, the company's statement did not mention how it would address the issues related to substandard construction materials used in the project. The matter was left unresolved. Additionally, a man revealed that the railway tunnels built by China State Construction Engineering Corp. were also substandard.
汉华中建股份，这就是你们修的华容南站通道。
Shout out to China Construction. This is the Huarong South Station passage you built. A few years after it was opened to traffic, a large area of steel bars were exposed, and the two sides settled unevenly, making it a shoddy project. Is this your explanation to the National Railway and the people of the country? Is this a qualified product you investigated?
Former Beijing lawyer Lai Jinping shared his thoughts with foreign media, stating that these substandard Tofu-Dreg projects are widespread in China. He explained that the root cause lies in contractors trying to maximize profits by cutting corners and subcontracting jobs, leading to poor construction quality. Davy J. Wong, an economist from the U.S., mentioned that the misalignment in design concepts and distorted execution standards often leads to construction problems. He pointed out that in China, there's a lack of accountability in cases where structures fail, unlike in Western countries where laws hold people accountable. In China, many construction projects are government-funded, and corruption often leads to subpar inspections and project acceptance, with safety and quality being sacrificed for financial gain. Lai Jinping warned that China is full of geological time bombs, and that various types of buildings, including residential apartments, bridges, and factories, could collapse at any time due to poor construction. Many residential buildings have experienced sudden collapses soon after being completed, and those who buy into these Tofu-Dreg projects often have no recourse for complaints. A well-known example of a Tofu-Dreg project is the Thailand National Audit Office building in Bangkok, a high-rise constructed by China Railway No. 10 Engineering Group, CR10. This building collapsed during an earthquake on March 28, 2025. The earthquake struck Myanmar, which affected neighboring Thailand. The building was the only one to collapse in Thailand due to the earthquake, resulting in 47 deaths, 33 injuries, and 47 people still missing as of April 21st. Thai authorities had already released preliminary findings that at least two types of steel used in the construction did not meet quality standards. On April 19th, they arrested a high-ranking executive from the Chinese contractor CR10 and issued arrest warrants for 3 Thai shareholders. Further updates on April 25th revealed that the building had failed to meet building regulations, as the thickness of the elevator shaft walls was reduced from the required 60 centimeters to 25 centimeters, which might have been a major factor in the collapse. Thai media reported that Tawi Satsong from the Thai Ministry of Justice publicly shared the investigation results, suggesting that the decision to reduce the thickness of the elevator shaft walls might be one of the main causes of the collapse. Investigators found that the building's elevator shaft was much thinner compared to similar buildings. Tawi explained that the standard safety requirement for an elevator shaft is around 60 centimeters, but the audit building's elevator shaft was only 25 centimeters, less than half of the usual thickness. He added that a team of engineers would conduct a thorough investigation to confirm whether the thickness of the shaft walls caused the collapse. The building's original blueprints would also be closely examined. The Thai National Audit Office issued a statement explaining that the adjustment of the elevator shaft thickness was made to meet proper interior building standards. The contractors found that if they followed the original wall thickness, adding extra decorative materials would reduce the corridor width, possibly violating regulations from the Ministry of the Interior. As a result, they consulted with a supervising party and design team, who suggested reducing the wall thickness near the corridor from the original 30 centimeters to 25 centimeters, and adding more steel reinforcement. Political commentator Li Lin told foreign media that the collapse of this high-rise in Bangkok was another tragic incident caused by Chinese state-owned enterprises shoddy engineering. He noted that while China is suppressing domestic discussion about it, the negative impact abroad will be significant. Many countries are expected to scrutinize the quality of Chinese projects more closely, which could affect China's Belt and Road Initiative. Veteran construction engineer Zheng Gang explained that the design of such high-rise buildings requires multiple layers of professional reviews. Therefore, the main cause of the collapse was likely substandard construction. He attributed this to cost-cutting measures aimed at maximizing profits. He emphasized that in China, construction deadlines are often rigid, leading to rushing the work. This problem is not isolated to building alone. He stated that 99.9% of China's civil buildings, apart from military or politically sensitive ones, are of questionable quality, depending on the height of the building. In other words, under the Chinese Communist Party's rule, whether domestic or abroad, Tofu-Dreg construction has become a symbol of China's development. Chinese people live with the constant fear of their buildings collapsing, bridges breaking, or roads falling apart. Many sincerely hope that these days will end soon, that China will undergo a political change, and that Chinese people will finally be able to enjoy high-quality housing, bridges, and other infrastructure.